thank you everyone welcoming me. All right. So managing work pressure, managing work stress is what we're going to talk about. So I did hint on the fact that a lot of people are going through a lot. And it doesn't have to get to that point when someone is committing suicide or someone's about to commit suicide or someone has already committed suicide before we look at certain things as it affects us as humans. You know, someone once said this on, I don't know if I saw it on Facebook or on Twitter, that if you are surviving in Nigeria alone, it's a big deal. So when you count your wins, count the fact that you are in Nigeria, count the fact that against all odds, you are still here. Because for some people, they couldn't handle it. A lot of things have happened from time past up until now. We're still trying to, battle certain things. We have our little battles individually we fight, relationship battles, marital battles, family battles, and then the economy of the nation, how it's affecting us overall. And then you now add work battle. Now, they also say things like, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. Back then, when we used to hear stories of how madams treat their house helps, or how the stepdaughters are being treated, the Nollywood will try to portray it in such a way that years later, the mother will probably pass by the help and she will not recognize her again. And then the help might go and introduce herself, or the houseboy will introduce himself and say, and then say, Emeka, is that you? Then she sees how Emeka is doing or how Chioma is doing, and they are doing really well. And then they will now do flashback to black and white. And then they see how the madam had treated this same guy, sometime in the past. And now the guy is a success. The stepdaughters, stepsons will usually do so well and even do better than the biological children of the said wicked woman. All right? If it's a man that was maltreating his wife, the woman will move on to a better man. He builds her. So what they usually would say is, what doesn't kill you, Sha, makes you stronger. Bottom line, okay? What doesn't kill you, it gives you more strength, and you're able to be resilient, you're able to be stronger. And then sometimes, even in the sermons that are preached on a Sunday morning, the pastor will try to give an analogy of how the gold that you all love to wear, for those of you who are jewelry people, the gold necklace, the gold anklets, the gold rings, gold wristwatch, 18 karat, 20 karat, 1 million karat, karat. However they say it, that before that gold came out, it had to go through the fire. It had to go through so much pressure, and it came out fine gold. So you need to be going through some pressure. You need to enter the fire so that when you come out, you will be like fine wine. No, not fine wine. Scratch that. You'll be like fine gold. So people are looking forward to that, going through the fire experience, going through the pressure experience, because who doesn't want to be like gold? Do you know what gold is? Everybody wants to be like gold. But can we say the same for the workspace? Can we say that what doesn't kill you in the office, in your work environment, in your business environment, makes you stronger? Work pressure is an unavoidable aspect of the modern day work experience. I mean, I have heard of and seen people quit their jobs because they couldn't cope with the work pressure. Guy, how far now? Yeah, I don't work there anymore. You don't work there anymore. What's that? I beg. I could not cope with the pressure. The pressure was just too much. I beg, make person no go die, say they work. What about your business now? They, I beg. That business, it was too stressful. I couldn't. And guess what? They see you as a lazy person. Am I right? When someone complains of stress being the reason or pressure being the reason they quit their job or they stop that business, people would say, lazy human being. Wouldn't they suffer stress? Wouldn't they suffer pressure? And then maybe if you work in a toxic environment, you couple that with the fact that, it's taking a toll on your overall health. Now, experts will say that learning how to handle pressure from work can be essential for your professional and personal success. But is it easy to handle pressure? Dealing with deadlines, targets, a difficult boss, and colleagues can be too much for a person to handle, even though the pay is good. So even though they pay you in millions, sometimes you just can't handle it. For some of us, the pressure is there all the time. We sleep pressure, we wake pressure, we eat pressure, we live pressure. For others, it happens sometimes. Now, my question to you is simple this afternoon. I almost said morning, but it's afternoon. Sunny afternoon, by the way, for the sunny side. How do you handle or manage work pressure? Now, even if you do business, it's work. So when I use work pressure, it's an umbrella term for whether you work for someone, you work with someone, or you are running your own business or you are doing business with someone. Let's talk. 0817 923 0002 0817 923 0003. We have 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 6416. On X, we are at Nigeria Info PH, and WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 6416. Do well to turn down the volume of your radio set as you call, and also be audible so we can hear you. Nigeria Info, good afternoon and welcome. Lost that call. Nigeria Info, good afternoon.
Yeah, Didi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Honorable Bisha. I'm calling you from Nkoro.
You're from Nkoro,
my
you're
sister,
welcome.
the way I manage my own, if I'm working with somebody, if you're laboring me, I'll resign. Because life, we don't duplicate life. It's only one life. Like the guy that you just said that killed herself. I don't think pressure of work. Because they don't tie you down there. Whatever place you're in that it cannot be favorable for you, you resign, look for another place to provide work for, not for you to provide job for yourself. It's everything is about prayer. Go look for a better place for me. Like where I'm working today, you can see me, I'm relaxing. So you look for a better job to do. If that job does not favor us, we want to look for business to do for ourselves. Thank you very much. God bless. Nobody should take life. It's not good.
Okay. I was going to ask Berida. I thought we all agreed, or we all unanimously said that there were no jobs in Nigeria. Yes. I thought we all said that. So if you're resigning from the one you have, what is the guarantee that you will find another one? Let's talk reality. I mean, are we permitted to just experience reality? I know it's okay to escape reality once in a while, but is it okay if we just experience it and tell ourselves the truth about certain things? Some people hold on to bad jobs that are stressful, jobs that do not give them satisfaction, jobs that do not, or they do businesses that are not pleasant. It is solely because they know that if they leave that one, it go hard. It's not going to be easy getting another one. Whether they are hot cakes, they have PhD, MSc, MA, BSc or BA or HND or whatever it is, they know that's their reality. So sometimes before someone is thinking of resigning from a job that's putting so much pressure on them, they already have another one. So they are transitioning. But these days, how many times do people get lucky to transition from one job to another? So if quitting is an option, What then happens if you don't find something else doing? And what are the chances that the next job you find will not be terrible or far more terrible than the one you resigned from? 0817 923 0002. Bakel Menewa John on Facebook says, good afternoon, Sunnyside. Good afternoon, too. I don't think one will be pressured if actually they love their work. Most people don't actually like the work they are engaged in. They're just managing the work. I don't think I have ever been pressured while working because I love my work and I enjoy it. So I don't feel pressured. Interesting. Nigeria Info, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dennis. Hello.
Good afternoon. How do you do?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Follow from Mugumi.
Ezekiel, you're welcome.
If I may ask, the lady banker who committed suicide and dropped a note, do we actually notice that it was because of the pressure of her work that made her to do so, or anything else? Otherwise,
Easy.
Yeah.
I think I have to say this again, even though I've said it before. Sometimes when I give examples, I'm only trying to draw our attention to something. It doesn't mean that we should dwell so much on the example given. All right. I also did say specifically that one of the things that she highlighted in the note included that. It doesn't mean that it was the only thing. I'm sure I said it, didn't I?
Okay, right. For me, I think I have not seen any job that will stress me, pressure me, without having joy on that particular job that will make me to leave, unless the place is not considerable or cannot work my expenses. That is when I will honorably quit the job. But if I'm having joy, my sister, let me tell you, are you aware that there are some certain jobs one can have, even if the pay is not much, but because of the conducive environment you are having in that your working place, you will not even like to go home. You will see yourself spending your night there because of the joy you're having there, irrespective of the payment you are having. So it depends. All depends on how the environment and the condition of service are. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you too, Ezekiel from Ubimini. If I must add, I know of a couple of persons that will usually visit the pub after work each day. A pub is, I don't want to call it a beer parlor or sometimes a lounge, but a place where they get to go and drink. And they're not going to drink juice. They're going to drink something strong. Something alcoholic. And for them, that's how best they can handle whatever pressure they're dealing with at work. So they get by every day and they feel like once they are with their bottle, they are good. In fact, the bottle keeps them going. So they will usually go out together. In fact, some offices would have a group of guys, all colleagues, that have a particular joint where they go to after work. And guess what they do at that joint? They go and talk about how Mr. Bolanle, the HRO guy, is a very nonsense person. They go and talk about how the accountant, maybe the accountant is a female, and they say, Mrs. Chinyere is this. What will I use now? Maybe his name is Mr. Damian. Is it Damian? Is that the name? Mr. Damian is a very wicked boss. They stay there. Maybe they close by, say, 6 o'clock. But they chill till maybe it's about 7 when the place is getting dark. Maybe 4 or 5 of them. Okay? And guess what? That is how they are handling their own work pressure. Just going to that beer parlor or that drinking joint to talk about everybody in the office that is making it difficult for them to cope in that office. And maybe it works for them. Maybe just talking about it, and maybe somewhere down the line they come up with an idea on how they can just navigate. But it's a sure thing. Every day. Today is Monday. As they are leaving for work, they're already budgeting money for that place they will go to. So a chunk of their salary is going to gathering together and talking about as many people as they possibly can talk about in the office. For some people, getting home to their significant other, be it male or female, is how they feel they can just, they just want to just relax, and that's how they cope with it. In fact, when they go through their day and they remember that their husband or their wife is at home or their partners are home and they can just go to them and, find solace and all that, that is their own coping mechanism or handling mechanism or managing mechanism. Let's hear from Zion in GRA. Oh dear Zion, we're so sorry we lost that call with you. Please do well to call back. If you're unable to get through to us via the phone lines, do remember that you can send us a WhatsApp message or a Telegram message. The WhatsApp and Telegram number remains 0809 030 6416. Again, 0809 030 6416. Call numbers again. 0817 923 0002. Again, 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. On X, we are at Nigeria Info PH, and WhatsApp and Telegram number remains Nigeria. I beg your pardon. Facebook is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Either watch us live and drop your comments in the comment section, or you call the phone lines, or you send us a message, and I would gladly read your messages. Nigerian Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Zion, good afternoon to you.
Mr. Zion, sorry we lost the call with you before now. Go ahead.
Thank you. I think I narrow down to the individual. Your attitude to your job or to your profession. In this part of the world, you have one bad habit. Most of us, the job we are doing now, our minds are not there. It's like, for you now, the match and keep. When I see something better, I will leave here. That is a poverty mindset. You successfully restricted somebody who might be so passionate about that job. You just lost him not to get that privilege. So if you are not motivated to your job, if you have no passion for your profession, you will end up being frustrated. There's no enthusiasm to work. You feel so tired, always complaining. Before you know, depression flows in. Which also leads to also affect your marriage, affect your belief, psychology, and everything. As individuals, what can you offer yourself? We're supposed to have nothing to offer ourselves. Nothing. Even to buy new clothes for ourselves is a problem. To give ourselves a treat is a problem. To relax is a problem. Even some people find it so difficult just to take themselves to one cool hotel, just break money, carry your bag, go work. They can't do that. Until there is self-sufficiency, you are satisfied internally. That motivation is there. That is the only way we can now see your job as, I am doing a profession. But without that little thing, you and your HR is quarreling. Before you know, you and your colleagues are quarreling because your mind is not there. You are not motivated for the job. And also, most of these our organizations too, I think by now our workplace should have this smart look smart look. The lighting, the painting, the upholsteries. We're trying to change these things to help us to adapt to the environment.
So with all of these things you have highlighted, help someone who is coping with work pressure.
I'm telling you.
Really?
I'm telling you. If you can have all these things available, even there's no passion before in your workplace, before you start developing the passion, you start getting involved. For instance, at your office, look at the paintings, look at the lighting, look at the people. Wow. You see this sound? Give you a reflex action to be relaxed. But when everything looks so intimidating, like our primary school compounds and primary secondary school, they are so frustrating that the children cannot learn anything anymore. That is how it is for our workplaces. Why do you think most of this environment that they charge so much, they painted them well, they make them look so hybrid, they look so smart? How come? Because they know that this is going to relax your nerves. I'm telling you.
Now decoration and aesthetics, we go chop. Oh my goodness, really? But do you agree with him though? Wait, let me look at my studio where I work. Okay. Lights, all right. Paintings, okay. Pressure, stress. Have you ever felt pressured? Because if you haven't, I'm sure you may not be able to relate with this conversation. Deadline pressure, marketing, sometimes they give you a target. Now they say the target is by the end of the first quarter, you should be able to bring in, let's say, about 10 million naira to the company. And this is January 15th already. It's like the half of the month. And you have not even been able to see somebody that will bring 50,000 naira. Yes. It could cause you to get into panic mode and all of that. And maybe you have colleagues that are already bringing in 20 million and you have not even been able to bring in 50,000 naira. And maybe your line manager is on your neck. You're not doing this, you're not doing that. You're so useless, you're so incompetent. Sometimes you even get bullied in the workspace. Sometimes it's like you're running helter-skelter all the time. And yeah, the truth of the matter is you're putting in the work. In fact, you may be doing the best that you can. But you see that best that you can, or possibly can, is taking a toll on you. It's taking a toll on your health. It's taking a toll on your mental health at the same time. So if you're at that point, are you going to be looking at lights and paintings and furniture and aesthetics? Are you going to be able to calm your nerves and you tell yourself that, okay, when I go to the office today, by the time I see lights, aesthetics, paint, chair, this one, I will be all right. How are you able, or how have you been able, or how do you manage work pressure? If indeed what doesn't kill you make you stronger, not kill you, I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. How do you handle it? Are you able to have a conversation with your boss or your line manager, your direct boss, about how, you just need a break? Do you even take breaks when you feel pressure? I know of some organizations that don't even allow their staff members to go on breaks. Say, going on break, so when you leave, we will now do your work. I just need 2 days off. 2 days off for what? You're lazy. You're so lazy. Just small this thing. Just to gather this file, send this proposal, do this one. You're asking for 2 days off. Do you think I rest? This kind of things. Eze Karachi Obuji says, if you like your job, you will apply tolerance. Well, tolerance is good. However, for how long do you tolerate? Think about it. Adindu Chiameka Event says, good afternoon, Denise and Eswalo. Good afternoon to you too. Managing work stress involves setting boundaries, prioritizing tasks and taking breaks, establishing a work-life balance, practicing mindfulness, and seeking support from colleagues or friends can also be beneficial. Regular exercise, adequate sleep, and healthy eating contribute to stress reduction. Additionally, effective time management and learning to delegate tasks can help alleviate workload pressure. And he's listening from Abuja. Okay, so Adindo, have you been able to apply all of these things to yourself? Because it's one thing to say, okay, this one. Sorry, I had to do a quick confirmation. Someone said there was no sound on the video, so I had to go to the video myself to confirm that. Ike Dangote JP says, one common way to manage work pressure is to set realistic goals and priorities. It's important to know what your most important tasks are and focus on those first. Taking regular breaks and practicing good time management can also help. Another key strategy is to maintain a healthy work-life balance, which means making sure to take care of yourself outside of work too. Do you take care of yourself? You know, you complain about pressure, all right? But then you have the weekend to rest. For those of you that once you get off work on Friday, you have Saturday, you have Sunday up until Monday morning to rest. Guess what? Some of you are doing party up and down. And this is not to say socializing and partying is bad, but I have experienced firsthand how enjoyment can also be stressful. I know what I'm saying. Leaving your house, you want to go to a particular spot, you deal with traffic. I'm not sure enjoyment is somehow stressful, though, if you ask me. You have to attend an event, and the event requires your time and your attention and everything. That can also be stressful. So while some people use enjoyment to relax, some others, their enjoyment is adding more stress. Imagine you should be sleeping on a Friday night into Saturday morning, and you are at the club. Well, it's supposed to be relaxation. However, you come back and you're tired. And then you say you make up for not sleeping that night during the day. So you sleep during the day. And guess what? The day is busy. And there is noise from the environment. And your neighbors are making noise. Or the environment is just noisy. And you cannot get the solid sleep. And you left that one. And on Saturday into Sunday morning, you're out grinding again. Yeah, come on, yeah. You're partying. And you say you are relaxing. You're using that one to escape reality. Truth is, by the time you show up at work on Monday, you are tired. Have you ever been to some government offices and you find some staff members, they have their hand on their decks and they're dozing off, and you go there and you try to beckon on them, you try to get their attention, and you can just tell that this person hasn't had enough sleep. So yeah, I think I agree with the person that sent that message. Are you taking care of yourself well enough away from work to be able to cope with whatever pressure that is presented to you at work? This one is from Ozuzu. Confidence in Lebedim from Ozuzu Eche. Every job goes under pressure. It depends on the level or degree of the pressure. Also, transfer of aggression is also a problem. The solution is to be happy and believing that it will be better. Solution: be happy, believing that it will be better. I have time for one final call, and sadly that will be all for this particular conversation. As Trending Stories comes up at 1 o'clock, and after Trending Stories there is a recorded program 1:30, and we'll be back to have another conversation. And after that, the conversation is centered around good neighborliness, and then the series will be here for family matters. Again, 0817-923-0002 and 0817 923-0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number once again is 0809-030-6416. If you're just joining us, truth of the matter is you missed a greater part of the conversation. However, I'll just go through all the things that have been said so far. We're talking managing work pressure or work stress. And in my intro, I tried to, highlight some of the things that were said in the suicide note of the banker that had committed suicide sometime last week. And she had mentioned work, something related to her job as well. While this is not all about her, let's talk about you. How are you managing that work stress? How are you managing that pressure at work? Have you been able to find a way around it? Or you just want to quit, considering the fact that maybe you may not get another job, or the job you're even going to get will be far worse than this one. So that's everything. And then some people talked about how aesthetics and paintings and the ambience of the workspace can help people ease pressure, and setting goals, prioritizing, time management, and all of that. Sadly, that's the end of the conversation. Thank you so much for being a part of it.
You're tuned to your number one talk station, Nigeria Info. Welcome back to the show.